So what happened last time in Runecairn is that Ari the Seer went through the Cave of Echoes in this booklet here. Now he awoke beside a bonfire with little to no memory of his previous life, and as he started to explore the caves he recovered his equipment like his yew staff and his rune stones, and he was able to sort of start to piece together his past a little bit. But when we finally escaped from the dungeon after defeating a stone demon and a Draugr, we met an 8-foot tall raven who carried us off from where the cave came out into the open air. And I'm sort of thinking of like a sort of twilight land of tall mountains and ruins everywhere from a destroyed civilization. So Ari, as I rolled on the tables at the back of the core rules, where you can flesh out your character a bit by rolling on the personality tables for their physique, skin, hair, face, speech, virtue and vice. Add a bit of detail to your character. He is lanky, has smooth skin, wavy hair, a damaged face, so some kind of scar. So he could be Ari the Scarred. He speaks bluntly. He perhaps lacks a bit of diplomacy. He is ambitious and vengeful. So when it says in the Seer's setup here about the gods are dead but their secrets are still waiting under Ashen Weald, you've seen your future and it's filled with endless possibilities. So that totally fits in with his ambitious nature. Now what I would like to do is use the Oracle, which is in the advanced rules where all the solo stuff is. I've printed it out, I've embiggened it. So we're going to roll on these tables here for a bit of something to do with Ari's background, to give us a bit of a clue about where he came from as he's being flown over this landscape of hills and ruins. So we're going to roll for our focus, which is a D10, delve, D8 for our emotion, delve, hopeful, and a D20 for the rune, delve, hopeful, human. Well, that could mean perhaps he's looking for someone to give him hope. Perhaps his previous household or village or tribe. Perhaps if he finds a survivor from them, then it will give him hope to forge a new life in this world. So he's looking for survivors from his home or village or household he was involved in, or maybe it could be a relative, but someone he knows. He wants to find a survivor who he knew in the world before, and that is his sort of quest. He is ambitious, but that's his sort of heartfelt quest that he wants to find. He wants to find a survivor who he knew from his previous life. Now the delve generator is what we're going to use, so I shall get to the appropriate table to find out what kind of thing it is, and then when we discover that the kind of site we're supposed to be exploring, I'll roll on the Oracle again and try and find some kind of meaning behind what we're trying to do there. So the raven sets us down, and will the Raven at this point impart any information about our possible finding of survivors? Let's just roll on the favour or sorrow. That is a 9, that's a sorrow. The Raven bows its head and says, I have seen few survivors such as yourself, so do not place too much hope in finding any particular person, because many were lost in the change of the world. So the Raven is a little bit doubtful that he will be able to achieve his quest. But anyway, now we will look to find out what kind of place the Raven has brought us to. So we will roll a d6 to find out the type and size of the location. It is a stronghold. I was hoping it'd be smaller than that. This may take more than one session. So we start with a room size or locations of 10 plus d20. So 10, wow, 27. There are 27 locations here. That is going to keep us going for a while. So this is like an enormous ruined stronghold, and but what is our objective here? Why has the Raven brought us here? We're going to roll a d6 on this chart here to find out. 4 is rescue. A clan elder who was carried away drunk by the wife of an old rival. Well, I think we'll stick with rescue, and we are looking for an elder who can perhaps give us more wisdom. As we're a seer, perhaps they can teach us new spells or something, new abilities, and also give us information on the other survivors that might be around here. So we're looking to rescue an elder somewhere in this stronghold. So we need to explore these locations until we get down to dungeon size 1. So when we've explored 26 locations, we will then roll on the resolution table to see if we find our objective in trying to rescue the elder or not, or if we have to keep searching for another location to try and track him down. So this will take more than one session, which is fine. It gives us quite an epic stronghold to search through, so this place must be absolutely huge. So the Raven waits as we approach the first location in this stronghold. We perhaps walk through a ruined gatehouse, and we'll find out what happens. So first of all, we need to find out what kind of location we've come across. What kind of encounter is this? So we roll on this encounters chart with a d12 to find out what it is. 5, it is mundane. So if we go to the stronghold and roll on the mundane table, 2, a dented table covered in maps and parchment. Okay. So as we're going to have a look at these maps and parchment, and we're going to roll on the oracle again to get some kind of clue. I'd like to stick to this this Runecairn oracle as much as possible. So if we roll for a focus of endure, an emotion of wrathful, endure wrathful, and a rune which is 13. Endure Wrathful Sun. So do these maps and charts give some clue that something, Endure Wrathful Sun, was there like a solar flare or something that caused some, if not all, of this trauma across the world, or across our world as we experience it? So perhaps the Earth itself has been scorched somewhat. The ejection from the sun perhaps caused natural disasters on Earth. Perhaps that's what we're thinking. Perhaps the something happened from the sun which caused a lot of devastation and has formed this new world. So that's what we're thinking from seeing all of these maps and charts. So perhaps in this first room of this stronghold that we found, perhaps it's some kind of wise person's study. Perhaps the elder that we're looking for is the person whose room this was in the former world, and they returned here, but they were captured by someone. Perhaps they were trying to rediscover their own research and bring it back to their mind and memory, like we had to do when we found our staff and everything. That brought our memory back to a degree. So perhaps that's what he was doing when he found all of this stuff. So that's what we're thinking, and we've learnt a lot about this possible, cataclysm that's happened, and we shall move on to the next location. So we will roll for a new encounter, and it is a mystery. So we go to the outpost, Stronghold encounters, and roll a d6 on the mystery table. So what do we find in here? 6. 3 figures weave a glowing, delicate tapestry. So as we approach these 3 weaving figures, we're going to test for a reaction, as they are NPCs. So we'll roll on their actions chart. Snake eyes, they are helpful. Wow, so what can they tell us about this thing that they're weaving? Let's roll on the oracle. Protect. Melancholy. 15. Protect melancholy magic. Protect melancholy magic. They are weaving together a magical tapestry from the sort of drifting memories of the people who used to live in this stronghold, which are their memories are sort of floating about like ghosts, and these 3 mysterious figures are weaving them together in some kind of magical tapestry to preserve them. And if any of those survivors turn up, their memories will be able to be retrieved from this tapestry, because this was quite a large stronghold, so there's a lot of people here and a lot of memories were left here, and so they're weaving together this memory tapestry for any survivors who come through this way and come back to their former home. So we roll for a new encounter on our next location, making our way through. It is a conflict. So we go to the conflict table, roll a d6, 4, It is cultists flee in terror from a raging lindworm. So I can't fight this. Lindworms are as long as a river. They are massive. We don't stand a chance. So we're going to run for it. And with any luck, some of these cultists will run with us and survive. Or, you know. Yeah, but I think I'm going to need to do a... Oh, my dex is awful. Can I outwit it? Can I duck behind a pillar and be cunning by using my wits rather than... Can I basically use my wits to sort of sneak behind a pillar unseen as these cultists and this giant lindworm run and waddle by? So I need to roll a 13 or less. And I don't. So I'm going to take some. It's going to lash out and try to bite me. So it rolls d8 for its damage. 7. I'm going to try to use my barrier spell. So I need to roll 13 or less to cast that and avoid this damage. I do, and I take a fatigue for casting that spell. And now I wonder if it will carry on chasing the cultists as I try to dodge around it, or if it will go after me. So let's roll on the favourite or sorrow. 7, complication. So there's a gap in the wall, but I seem to be stuck for the moment. I've got a bit wedged as I try to get through and escape. So I'm going to need to roll my dex to try and struggle through. 8 or less. And that's a 9. So and it's going to snap at me one more time. 6. I will try to cast... I'm wedged in a door. I'm not going to be able to... No, I'm just going to... He's going to get me with that, isn't he? So I take 6 damage. And now I wriggle free from that complication as it stomps on past me, and I've taken a lot of damage. Will it go after the rest of the cultists now? 5. Favour with complication. Yes, but as it hits the barges its way through the door wherever they're going, it damages some of the stonework above me, and I take 1 damage. Wow, that was awkward. So I managed to escape from that area to a new location. Now I really need to find a bonfire because I haven't found one yet, so I'm going to see if there is one in this new location before I find out what it is. 4. Favour with complication. Yes, there is a bonfire, but I can't rest at it until I deal with whatever this new encounter is. So I'll grab the advanced rules and roll for what kind of thing it is. 10. It is another conflict, so I roll on the conflict table. 6. A giant skeleton patrols the area, attacking anything it spots. Patrols the area, attacking anything it spots. That's a complication. Now what I do have is the Armband of Filgia, if you pronounce it like that, and it summons an animal spirit that will lead me to fate or fortune. Now what I'm going to try to do is use my wits to get this animal spirit to lead the skeleton away, so I can get to the bonfire. Now I'm going to roll my wits. I managed to convince the spirit to lead the skeleton away so I can get to the bonfire. So I will rest here as discreetly as I can. I'm sort of seeing a ruined overhanging wall where I might be able to get some rest. So as I rest the bonfire, I will recover my resilience, and I'm also going to spend a soul or two. I'm going to spend one of the souls I have, which I got from the demon, the stone demon, or I think it was, and I'll put my dex up to 9. I have another soul remnant which I could use. I'll use the other soul remnant to put my dex further up to 10. Now I will get up from my rest at the bonfire and use my I'll go to the next encounter, find out what it is. It is a mystery. Okay, we'll go to a Stronghold mystery and roll the d6. 2. A lone axe hangs from the wall and bids you wield it. A lone axe. I'm going to... Can I use my spirit to resist it? I'd like to stay a seer. If I take the axe, it may move me more warrior centric. It baits me take it. I think I'm going to do a spirit check to see if I can resist it. It may not be malevolent, but it's sort of drawing me to it, and I need to use my strength of mind. I think that's a spirit save. So saves, there we go. Quickly look and make sure spirit, self-control, yeah. Okay. Oh no, I take the axe, and what can that possibly mean for Ari's future? Will it change his plans, change his demeanour? We shall see. there was something magical about this axe which made him reach out and take it. We shall find out what happens next time.